Now, before I start, I'm going to warn you these questions are very long. The reason they're so long is last time I told you what to divide by. This time you need to determine that for yourself. Now, you start by doing this. What are the factors of the last term? So in other words, what are the factors of 6? So 1, 2, 3, and 6. Now, also the negative numbers will also divide in. So not only do you have the positive answer for each of these, you have the negative answer for all of these. Now, we're going to do a little bit of trial and error to find out what's the correct numbers, because we have a choice of 8. But always use the smallest number first, and then the next smallest number. So we would actually try all of these numbers in turn if need be, and I'll do that on the next clip. So our first guess then, the smallest positive number is going to be 1. So we'll try x equals 1. Now what that means is we're going to plug 1 into this formula up here. So in other words, 1 cubed minus 7 times 1 plus 6. Now if you work that out, you get an answer of 0. Now that's very important. That is what you're looking for. This is actually the definition for a root. Remember, a root is an x-intercept. To find an x-intercept, you set y equal to 0. So the fact that we have 0 as our answer, this actually tells you then that 1 is a root. From your factor theorem, if 1 is a root, that tells you that x minus 1 is a factor, and that's the key part for this question. So we'll do the division in the next clip. So we're going to do our synthetic division. So remember, you do the opposite side of the factor, which is 1. How many x cubes? 1. How many x squareds? Well, actually there are no x squareds, so 0. How many x's? Negative 7. And then the number at the end is 6. Bring the 1 down. 1 times 1 is 1. Add them together. 1 times 1 is 1. Add them together. Negative 7 and 1 is negative 6. 1 times negative 6 is negative 6, giving us 0. And we'll continue in the next clip. What that tells us then is that this is one of our extra factors. Remainder of 0 here. But this would be x squared plus x minus 6. Now we also found earlier that x minus 1 was a factor. So actually we've almost answered this question now. We have two terms multiplied together. The only thing we're missing is the question says we should fully factor this. So this also factors for a second time. So this would be two numbers that times to make 6 and subtract to make 1. So this would be 3 minus 2. And you now actually have fully factored this. You could check by multiplying the three binomials together, which you learned a couple of classes ago, to check that is true, but a rather time-consuming thing to do, so we might have to just take this one on trust.